The universe holds its secrets close, but tonight, one of them will be revealed to you. We look at Pluto, a world of frozen plains and mountains of ice, and see only solitude. But what if that solitude is a blanket, hiding a silent crystal metropolis? Tonight, you don't need a telescope. You only need to close your eyes. We will travel together, across the vast, quiet dark, to uncover the city sleeping beneath Pluto's heart. Let your worries drift away, like stardust on the solar wind, and prepare for a journey into the deepest, most peaceful dream. Before our journey begins, let us remember the world we are about to visit. Pluto, a dwarf planet, a wanderer at the edge of our solar system. For decades it was just a faint point of light, a mystery. Then the New Horizons spacecraft flew by and sent back pictures that stunned the world. It showed us a vast heart-shaped glacier named Tombor Regio, a heart of frozen nitrogen, beating with a slow geological pulse. It showed us mountains of water ice, taller than any on Earth, reaching for a sky lit by a distant, star-like sun. This is the Pluto we know, a world of profound cold and breathtaking silent beauty. And it is on this world, under this very heart, that our story begins. Soft, atmospheric music begins and fades into the background. Breathe, just breathe, and with your next exhale, let us begin. Feel the space around you soften. A gentle vibration begins, a low, steady hum, the quiet engine of our journey. This is our vessel, a silent cradle, built just for you, safe and sound. We are beginning to rise, not with a push but a release, a slow, effortless drift. Imagine the weight of the day, the thoughts, the worries, simply unspooling beneath you. They belong to the world we are leaving behind. Feel that lightness in your chest, in your limbs. You are floating now. The great release. Look through our viewport. The sky is transforming. That comforting blanket of blue is thinning to a delicate sapphire thread. The final memory of a sunlit world. And then it dissolves, replaced by the deep, peaceful dark, a velvet ocean of ink. The stars are not sharp points of light here. They are soft, scattered diamonds, flickering in the immense quiet. The clamor of the world is gone. The rush, the demands, the noise. They cannot follow us here. Gravity held them in place, and we have slipped its bonds. All that remains is the gentle hum of our passage, and the steady rhythm of your own breath. This is the peace that comes from letting go, from opening your hand and watching it all drift away. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to do, nowhere to be, but here, with us, moving silently toward the sleeping giants at the edge of everything. Breathe in the stillness, and let the journey carry you. We float now, in the deep between worlds. The engine is a whisper, the universe is a void. Look back with me. From this impossible distance, our solar system is no longer a map in a textbook. It is a collection of lights, a delicate mobile turning in the dark. Behind us, the sun is a distant, brilliant fire. Not a star of burning heat, but a beacon of steady grace. A lighthouse on a forgotten shore, and the worlds we know, the worlds we call home, are now just soft embers scattered around it. Mercury, Venus, Mars, a scattered archipelago of light against an endless black velvet, each one a tiny, shimmering pearl, drifting on an unseen current. We have left the familiar shores of our world, and now we drift upon the great cosmic sea, a quiet so complete it feels like a presence. We call this place the silent ocean. Listen. Listen with your whole being. There is nothing to hear, only a perfect, profound stillness. A hush that has existed for eternity. The sound of space itself, which is no sound at all. It is the absence of everything but peace. and you can feel it now, the gentle letting go, a release in every muscle, a beautiful surrender. This is the calm of zero gravity, a body without weight, a mind without burden. You are not falling. You are suspended, held gently in the fabric of space-time, floating on the calmest water you have ever known. Out there, through the viewport, is the immense and tranquil cold, a beautiful, fathomless dark. But here, inside our vessel, you are completely safe, cocooned in a gentle warmth, a steady, rhythmic hum that is the heartbeat of our journey. You are shielded from the void, a traveler resting in a perfect, mobile sanctuary. We are a single, warm thought, drifting through the quietest dream, on this silent, star-dusted ocean, moving ever outward, toward the distant frozen shore of Pluto. The gentle pull begins, a slow, silent unspooling of distance. We are drifting now, away from the sun's immediate family. We leave behind the familiar shores of the cosmos. The inner worlds our gaze drifts back, first to a sphere of rust and rose, a sleeping red ember in the velvet dark. This is Mars. It does not stir. It holds its breath in a thin, cold atmosphere, a world of silent canyons and endless ruddy plains. It dreams of ancient rivers, of a time when it was not so alone, a quiet warrior resting after a war lost to time itself. We watch it shrink, the last warm color in a cooling universe, a memory of fire, now a patient, sleeping stone. It is a world holding its secrets close, waiting for a dawn that may never come. And we drift on, past the ghost of this red world, and further still, a different light calls to us, not the dull glow of memory, but the vibrant pulse of a waking dream. There. Do you see it? Our distant home, a single brilliant sapphire suspended in the void. Earth. From here, it is not a world of noise and hurry. It is a silent, swirling masterpiece, a living jewel of blue and white. You can almost feel its gentle rhythm, the slow, deep breath of its oceans, the quiet pulse of life, a fragile warmth we carry within us. It is a single, perfect teardrop on the cheek of night, a whispered lullaby in the vast, silent cathedral of space. Watch as the continents blur into soft shapes of green and gold. Watch as the clouds spin like fresh cream in a cup of deep blue tea. This tiny, brilliant point of light is everything we have ever known. And now, it too begins to fade. It becomes a star among other stars, a brighter, bluer spark, but a spark nonetheless. The cradle shrinks to a pinpoint. The whisper of life becomes an echo. We carry its image behind our closed eyes. A small, perfect sphere of impossible color. The distance between us now is not measured in miles, but in heartbeats. Each breath we take carries us further. Each moment of quiet thought stretches the void. The inner worlds are now behind us. Memories, fading embers in the rear view of our minds. Our course is set. Our journey continues outward into the great, silent expanse where the giants sleep. We drift now, past the warm breath of the inner worlds, and into a space between, a quiet realm, a river of forgotten time. They call this the Great Divide, a belt of rubble. But look closer. Feel the stillness. This is not a field of danger. It is something far more profound. A garden of sleeping stones. We are crossing through a garden, a place where the cosmos left its seeds to rest. Each asteroid, a sleeping stone, tumbling in the slowest of ballets, a silent, weightless dance. These are not just rocks, they are cosmic fossils, petrified memories of a solar system in its infancy. They turn end over end, washed in sunlight that has travelled so far, sunlight thin and silver, a pale ghost of the fire it once was. There is no sound here, only the silent hum of the void, the gentle pull and push of distant giants, a whisper of gravity, guiding this slow, eternal waltz. Imagine reaching out a hand to feel the cold, pitted surface of one, a surface that has known only the vacuum and the faint kiss of starlight for billions of years. Each crater a word in a language of impact and time, each crystal a frozen thought. We move among them like a ghost through a moonlit ruin. These are the quiet elders of our system. They have witnessed the birth of planets. They have watched comets blaze by like fleeting thoughts. They hold a stillness that the living worlds have forgotten, a deep, dreamless slumber. There is a soft melancholy here, a beauty in things left untouched, unchanged, a garden of sculptures carved by chance and gravity, floating in a cathedral of silence. Let their slow, rhythmic turning guide your breath, in and out. We float through this memory of creation, this silent, sleeping field of stone, and we continue our journey outward, into the deeper dark. Breathe in the starlight, and breathe out the day. Our vessel of dreams glides onward, leaving the warmth of the inner worlds behind. We cross a silent threshold, an invisible ocean that separates rock from gas, and we drift into the realm of giants, the silent gods. Here, the sun is a distant diamond, its light a soft, silver caress, and the planets are no longer neighbors, they are titans, ancient, sleeping gods of the cosmos. They do not turn to welcome you. They simply are. Their presence, a deep, resonant hum in the fabric of space. You can feel it now, a gentle pressure against your consciousness, a sense of profound, humbling awe. We are very, very small here, and that is a peaceful thought. A single mote of dust floating in a cathedral of night, the gaze of Jupiter. Before us, a giant awakens in the dark. Jupiter, so vast it could hold all other worlds within its heart. Its surface is a maelstrom of color. Bands of cream and caramel, rust and ochre, rivers of ammonia clouds flowing for centuries. They move with an impossible, silent grace. A divine watercolor painting spun across the void. And there, you see it, the great red spot. It is not a storm, not in the way you know. It is a lazy, swirling eye, an ancient, unblinking iris, wider than your entire world. It has watched comets pass like fireflies. It has seen the birth and death of stars in distant skies. It does not see you. It gazes inward into the planet's own deep dreams, a vortex of cosmic thought. We float past this slumbering king, feeling the pull of its immense gravity, a gentle, guiding hand that holds its family of moons in a silent, endless dance. Breathe, and let its ancient peace wash over you. Saturn's icy whisper, we drift onward. The deep hum of Jupiter fades into a new kind of silence, a silence that shimmers. And then you see it. Saturn. The jewel of the heavens. It does not command with size alone, it mesmerizes with beauty. Suspended around it, a halo of impossible elegance. The rings, they are not solid. They are a whisper of ice and dust. Billions of tiny crystals, each on its own perfect orbit, each catching the faint sunlight like a fallen star. From here, they look like the groove on a celestial record, playing a silent symphony only the universe can hear. A whisper, frozen in time, a promise of cosmic artistry. You feel a sense of profound stillness here, as if you have entered a sacred space, a temple built of gravity and light. We drift through the shadow of the rings. The tiny ice particles float around us like winter's first snow, silent, perfect, cold. The distant blue brothers. Our journey continues deeper into the twilight. Past the silent, sleeping giants, Uranus and Neptune, the ice twins, wait in the far gloom. They are faint blue pearls, cast into the deep, too distant to see in detail, but you can feel their presence. Cold, serene, mysterious. They are the last guardians before the great emptiness, the keepers of the edge. Their blue light is a soft lullaby, a final gentle note before we cross into the kingdom of ice and shadow, where Pluto waits. Breathe in this deep, cosmic peace. Breathe out and let the giants fade behind you. Your mind is calm, your body is heavy with rest, and our journey drifts on. We have crossed a threshold, an invisible line in the ocean of night. The pull of the sun has loosened its grip. The familiar orbits of the giants, Saturn's rings, a final fading glimmer, Jupiter's stormy eye, are now just memories behind us. We are outbound, committed to the deep. Look back one last time. The sun is no longer a blazing hearth. It is a single, perfect point of light, the brightest star in a sky now impossibly full of them. Its warmth is no longer felt on your skin, but as a gentle echo in your mind. Its light, a quiet beacon, marking the way home, a home we are peacefully leaving behind. We are untethered, released, floating in the cool velvet dark. The constant hum of the system has faded to nothing. The solar wind, that endless celestial whisper, is now a ghost of a breeze. The gravitational songs of the planets have fallen silent, and into that space flows a new kind of quiet, a symphony of silence. This is not the empty silence of a vacant room. This is the full, resonant silence of a cathedral, the silence that holds all sound within it. Can you feel it settling over you? A gentle weight, a blanket of profound peace. It is not an absence of noise. It is the presence of stillness, a low, ancient hum, the frequency of the universe breathing in its sleep. It thrums in the marrow of your bones, a lullaby sung by space-time itself. Let it hold you. Let it dissolve the edges of your thoughts. Let it cradle you in this infinite, resonant quiet. Now, with the sun's glare washed completely away, you can open your inner eye. Look out into the dark. The true tapestry of night is finally revealed. In its breathtaking crystalline glory, we are sailing through the crystal field. The stars are no longer soft, distant twinkles. They are sharp, fiercely bright, perfect punctures of pure, cold light in the fabric of space. They do not blur at the edges. They are precise, defined, like infinitesimal diamonds sewn onto blackest velvet. Galaxies, once faint smudges, are now spinning whirlpools of light, vast, silent storms of creation. And the nebulae, they are no longer clouds, they are veils of spun silk, ethereal tapestries dyed in hues your waking eyes have never seen, cosmic amethyst bleeding into celestial emerald, wisps of ghostly rose and deep, dreaming sapphire. The Milky Way is no longer a pale, milky river. It is a roaring torrent of light, a churning, brilliant cascade of 1 billion suns, so dense with stars, it seems you could walk upon it, a path of powdered starlight leading to forever. You can finally see the depth, the infinite, shimmering layers of existence, one behind the other, stretching into an eternity. In this profound darkness, this immaculate, chilling clarity, the journey turns from outward to inward. The vastness outside your window begins to mirror the vastness inside of you. The resonant silence of space allows you to hear the quiet rhythm of your own being, your own inner hum. This is not emptiness we are floating through. Emptiness is a lack, a hole a void. This is fullness. This is potential. This is the ocean of being. Every single point of light is a possibility, a world waiting to be born, a story yet to be told, a sun you have not yet met, and the serene darkness between them. It is not nothing. It is the ink from which the story is written. It is the space that holds everything together in a tender embrace. It is the womb of the cosmos, the fertile, patient dark from which all light is born. It is the stillness that gives the light its purpose. Breathe it in. Breathe in this cool, clean, endless space. Feel how it does not threaten you. It liberates you. Here, there is nothing to hold on to. And so, you are free to let go. Let go of the day. Let go of your worries. Let go of yourself. You are free to simply be, to float, to drift. Your mind, like this vessel, can travel an infinite distance. There are no walls here, no ceiling, no floor, only the gentle, steady pull towards the unknown, the deep comfort of the great expanse. Find your stillness in this silent, endless motion. Find your peace in this profound, beautiful dark. The journey ahead is long, but we are not lost. We are simply on our way, drifting through the crystal field, toward the edge of everything, and into the heart of a dream. And so, we drift to the edge. Our journey takes us past the sleeping giants of gas and ice, beyond the final familiar orbits. We travel into the deep quiet. The sun is now just the brightest star in a velvet sky. And here, at the threshold of interstellar space, we arrive. This is our destination. This is Pluto. But before it was a world in our minds, before we knew its mountains of water ice, before we saw the frozen heart upon its surface, it was only a rumor in the dark, a faint light. It began as a question, a ghost in a machine, a breath on a frozen lens. For decades it was nothing more than a single, unsteady point of light, a tiny secret, hiding in plain sight among a million others. It did not shine with the confidence of a planet. It did not burn with the fire of a star. It simply was. A whisper on a photographic plate. A patient eye, returning again and again to the same patch of night, noticed something. A subtle shift, a celestial dance so slow it was almost mistaken for stillness. This one tiny star was moving. This flicker of light was not an anchor in the cosmos. It was a traveler, a silent ship on a long, slow voyage through the dark. And it has been waiting at the far edge of everything we knew, waiting for our gaze to cross the impossible distance, waiting for us, right now, to arrive. This point of light, once a lonely mystery, is now our harbor. Feel the journey's momentum soften into stillness. Feel yourself arriving. We have reached the shore of that faint, distant light. And now, we drift. Let your awareness float in the deep, velvet blackness. The hum of the inner world fades away. The engine of your mind slows to a silent glide. Before us, through the viewport of our shared dream, the sun has shrunk. It is no longer a roaring fire. It is a brilliant, distant star, a diamond pin in an endless curtain of night. But it is not the only light. Look ahead. 2 specks of silver emerge from the void, growing, resolving. They are no longer stars. They are worlds. Pluto, and its shadow self, Charon. The binary waltz. They do not simply orbit. They dance. A binary pair, locked in a silent waltz at the edge of the solar system. For billions of years they have faced one another, a slow gravitational pirouette, never turning their backs. One revolution, a shared silent count of 6 Earth days. We are approaching their ballroom of endless twilight. The music is the quiet hum of the cosmos. A sound you feel, more than you hear. a vibration in the stillness. As we draw closer, their faces become clear, washed in the cold, pale light of the far-flung sun. This light does not warm, it only illuminates. It traces the edges of craters in faint silver. It catches on plains of ice like a ghost's breath. Pluto glows with a soft, mottled radiance, a world of muted pinks and whites. A vast, bright shape begins to dominate its surface. A valentine etched in frost. A heart of frozen nitrogen sleeping under a sky thinner than a memory. It is a stark, shocking brightness in the deep gloom. And beside it its partner turns. Charon. Darker. Older, it seems. Its face is a canvas of greys and deep shadows. But its pole, its northern crown, is a striking stain of deep, dusky red. A cap of cosmic rust, the bright heart and the dark crown, the pale dancer and its shadowed companion. They turn together, for us, for no one, for eternity. We are crossing the threshold now, leaving the familiar warmth of the inner worlds behind. You can feel the quiet here. It is a deep, resonant silence, the kind that settles in your bones. This is a new realm, a strange realm, a place where worlds are locked in a timeless, cold embrace. Breathe in this stillness. Breathe out the noise of your day. We are guests in this silent kingdom of ice, and our journey inward has just begun. And now, we are arriving. Our long, dark journey across the silent ocean of space finds its destination. Look below you. The great heart of Pluto grows to fill our view. Tombaugh Regio, a vast, pale valentine offered to the endless night. From a distance it seemed a simple shape, a perfect, smooth declaration, etched in ice. But distance is a gentle illusion, a soft focus that hides the truth. As we descend, the heart reveals its true face. It is not a painting, it is a world. A living glacier. What you see before you is not a static thing. It is not a frozen scar. The surface is a mosaic, a shattered mirror of frozen nitrogen, stretching to every horizon. Look closely. You can see the seams, the delicate network of lines that divides the ice. These are not cracks from a single impact. They are the boundaries of immense, shifting cells. Polygons of ice, some wider than a city, fit together in a perfect, imperfect pattern. It is like the skin of a sleeping creature, a creature whose breath takes 1,000 years to complete. This entire plain of ice is alive. In the center of each vast shape, the ice is younger, newer. It wells up from the faint warmth deep within Pluto, a slow, imperceptible blossoming. This new ice spreads outward like a ripple in a frozen pond. As it reaches the edges of its cell, it cools, grows dense, and sinks, plunging back into the depths, only to be reborn in the center once more. An eternal, silent convection, a circulation of solid nitrogen turning over millennia. This is why the heart is so pure, so free of craters. It is constantly renewing its own surface, healing its own wounds, erasing the memory of time. This is a frozen, breathing landscape. The ridges where the cells meet cast long, blue shadows. The centers gleam with a soft, ethereal light. It is a stained glass window laid across the floor of a forgotten cathedral. And this is where we are going. Down toward the heart of the heart. We will not land on dead, silent rock. We will set down upon this slow, majestic river of ice. Our destination is not a place, but a process. A single moment in the endless life of a glacier. Feel the descent. The great heart rises up to meet us. Its slow, steady pulse is our welcome. We are entering its stream. The gentle capture. The whisper from the engines fades. a final soft exhale of thrust, and we are caught. You feel the last vibration dissolve into the deep, a note of music fading into an infinite hall. There is no jolt, no sudden shift, only a release, a surrender. We have stopped fighting the distance. We are now held in Pluto's gentle, patient gravity, a willing satellite, a silent partner in a slow cosmic dance. The long journey through the dark is over. We are now in the quiet. We have arrived. Below us, the world turns. The great turn begins. A motion so slow, so deliberate, you can feel it in your own breath. An inhale of shadow, an exhale of pale light. Pluto does not hurry. It has all the time in the universe. We drift over a landscape that is both alien and achingly familiar. It is the geography of a dream. Continents of nitrogen ice, smooth and white as polished bone. Glaciers of frozen nitrogen flow like honey in extreme slow motion, their progress measured not in days, but in millennia. A world painted in shades of slumber, pale white, soft pink, the deep, bruised plum of its Tholin haze. Each color, a secret. Each shade, a story sleeping for 1 billion years, a forest of frozen light. Our orbit carries us over a region they call Tartarus Dorsa, a name for the underworld. But here it is a landscape of impossible beauty, a forest of frozen light. This is the bladed terrain. Methane ice carved by a faint, eternal wind, shaped into blades, into knives of crystal, standing silently in the twilight. Some are as tall as mountains on earth. They cast long, impossibly sharp shadows that stretch for miles. The distant sun, a mere pinpoint of diamond dust, catches their edges. And the entire region glitters, a field of razors, wreathed in a cold, shimmering fire. It is a place that should not be. A sculpture garden at the end of the solar system, and we float above it, silent witnesses to its stark, silent majesty. There is no sound here, only the slow turning of the world, and the faint, cold starlight breaking against 1 million frozen edges. You can almost hear the stillness, a deep, resonant peace, rivers of night. And where there is light, there must also be darkness. The planet turns, and the bladed terrain gives way to the canyons, vast chasms that tear through the icy crust, wounds in the world's frozen skin. These are not canyons carved by water. They are fissures born from immense, ancient stress. The planet's heart, cooling and contracting, pulled its own surface apart. And into these cracks, shadow has poured like a black river. They are so deep, the starlight cannot find the bottom. They are abysses of pure, velvet night. We drift over them, peering into a darkness that is older than memory. What secrets are held in that cold, perfect black? What lies sleeping in the chasms that drink the light? We are simply observing, for now, floating in our gentle, stable path. The world beneath us is a tapestry of light and dark, sharpness and depth. It is a lullaby in physical form. Breathe in the crystalline light from the blades. Breathe out into the silent, waiting dark of the canyons. We are in orbit. We are in the calm, the moment of peace, before the descent begins. Before we search for the truth, sleeping under all this ice. And now, a change, a gentle shift in the rhythm of our journey. Can you feel it? A subtle pull, a surrender to gravity. We are not falling. We are gliding, drifting down through the thinnest of atmospheres. We are beginning our descent, the heart of Pluto. Look through our window now. The view has transformed. Our sun is no longer a warm, familiar blanket. It is a single, perfect diamond, pinned against black velvet, fiercely bright, yet offering no warmth. A distant lighthouse in an endless, star-dusted ocean. It is the source of the impossible beauty that unfolds below. And from this distant, brilliant light come the shadows. Oh, the shadows on Pluto. They are not mere absences of light. Here, they are tangible things. They are presences, rivers of ink flowing from the feet of giants, these mountains of frozen nitrogen and water ice. They reach for the sky like crystal spires, like the teeth of a sleeping beast. And their shadows stretch for hundreds of miles, long, dark fingers caressing the frozen plains, a landscape painted in light and its long, silent, dramatic echo. Every peak, every crater, every ridge casts a spear of darkness across the ice. We are drifting over a world of impossible contrast, of brilliant white and profound black. The heart, Tombor Regio, is no longer a simple shape on a distant sphere. It resolves itself before our eyes. That vast, unbroken plain of pale ice begins to show its texture, its secrets, polygons of slowly churning nitrogen, like the cracked glaze on ancient pottery, a map of a world breathing in slow motion over millennia. The world below rushes up to meet us, not with violence, but with the quiet inevitability of a rising tide. Details bloom where once there was only white. And as we drift closer, listen. Listen not just with your ears, but with your whole body. Feel the low, steady hum of our vessel, the gentle vibration that has been our companion. It is the ship's quiet breath, its gentle, rhythmic heartbeat, a lullaby of engineering. It is the only sound in the universe right now, because beyond this thin wall, beyond this crystal pane, there is a silence so profound it has a presence, the great deep quiet of the outer worlds, the sound of the void itself. We float within our own small bubble of sound, suspended in an endless ocean of silence, drifting down, 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 towards the frozen heart of Pluto. Our path begins to dip lower. We are sinking gently into the heart of the twilight. The smooth white plains recede, and something new rises to meet you. At the edge of this frozen sea, a coastline of titans, giants sleeping under a blanket of nitrogen frost. These are the great ranges of Pluto, the ice mountains. We approach the Hilary Montes, and then the Tenzing Montes, names from a distant world, for a world even more distant. But these are not mountains of rock and soil. Look closer, you can see it in their ghostly light. They are sculpted from something far more familiar and far more alien. Water, frozen solid, harder than granite in this impossible cold. Their peaks scrape the thin, hazy sky, jagged spires reaching for a sun that offers no warmth. And they are blue, not the blue of a summer sky or a gentle ocean. This is a deep, ancient blue, the color of compressed time, the hue of starlight trapped in crystal. A sapphire glow emanating from within. We drift between their colossal forms, our vessel, a single, silent thought, floating through the nave of a grand, frozen cathedral. Sunlight, faint and silver, catches on a distant ridge, a stained glass window of ancient ice. Shadows pool in the valleys, deep, silent, and absolute. You are floating through architecture built by gravity and cold, through hallowed halls that have known only silence. There is no echo here, no wind to whisper through the passes, just the slow, steady presence of immensity. Feel the patience of this place. These mountains did not erupt in fire and fury. They were lifted, slowly, over millions and millions of years, an inch at a time, a breath at a time. They are a monument to the slow, relentless power of geology, a testament carved by forces you cannot see, but you can feel. They have waited for eons in this perfect stillness. They hold the memory of the dwarf planet's long, quiet story in their frozen hearts. There is no hurry here. There is only being, a lesson in stone-like calm. Let that profound quiet settle into you as we fly through these silent, blue-hearted giants, breathing in the stillness, breathing out the day. The descent is a long, slow exhale. We are a feather, settling on a mirror of ice. Below us, the vast, pale plains of Sputnik Planitia, the western lobe of a frozen heart waiting to receive us. The final meters dissolve without measure. There is no impact, no jolt to mark the end of the journey. Instead, there is a connection, a soft kiss of metal against solid nitrogen. The ship settles, not with a sound, but with a stillness. The long silence. And now the last whisper of our long voyage fades. The gentle hum of the engines, our constant companion through the void, spins down into memory. One final low vibration shivers through the deck. And then, nothing. A silence so complete it feels like a presence. A silence that holds the age of the solar system in its breath. Feel that quiet settle into you. We are here, poised on the edge of the Kuiper Belt, billions of miles of starlit ocean behind us. We have touched the shore of a new world, and it greets us with perfect, profound peace. And now, the final protective shield slides away. The viewport clears, a silent, slow revelation. This is our first look. A window to forever before you, the ground unfolds. A vast plain of soft, pale cream, like powdered bone or frozen milk. It stretches to a horizon that is impossibly sharp against the void. A gentle, sleeping world, bathed in the softest light. We lift our gaze from the ground, and we fall into the sky. It is a perfect, absolute black. A velvet darkness that holds no memory of blue. And scattered across this endless void are the stars, pinpricks of diamond and ice, but they do not twinkle here. They do not dance. They are steady, unwavering, fixed points of ancient light in an airless calm. There is no wind here to stir them, no atmosphere to make them shimmer, just a cold, clear view to the edge of forever. The sun, our sun, is simply the brightest of these stars, a distant, powerful jewel in the dark. It washes the creamy plains in a dim, silvery light. This is a world of permanent twilight, a perpetual dream state glow, like moonlight on a world that has never known a moon. Shadows stretch long and thin behind every crystal ridge. They are painted in soft shades of grey. And they do not move. They do not shift. Everything is still. Listen closely now. Let your awareness expand into the space around you. What do you hear? There is nothing. An absolute, pristine silence. A quiet so deep it feels like a presence. The only sound is the one you imagine inside yourself. The gentle rise and fall of your own breath. In and out. A soft, rhythmic anchor in an ocean of perfect stillness. This is the purity of a world untouched, a fragile, perfect moment, frozen for 1 billion years, waiting for you. Here, at the quiet edge of everything we know. For hours, we have simply watched, floating in an ocean of perfect velvet silence. Our only companions, the slow waltz of distant stars, and below us the pale, sleeping face of Pluto. The plains of nitrogen ice stretch into an endless dream, a monochrome tapestry of frozen stillness. You feel the peace of this place, a quiet that sinks deep into your bones. But now, let your eyes soften, gaze toward the horizon, where the great, smooth heart of Sputnik Planitia lies dreaming. Something is changing. a whisper on the edge of sight, a luminous heartbeat. At first you might dismiss it, a trick of the eye, a phantom of starlight caught on a crystal of ice. But it comes again, and again, a soft, rhythmic luminescence, blooming from deep beneath that frozen skin. Several kilometers away, a light is breathing, in and out, a slow, impossibly steady rhythm. This is not the sharp, cold glint of a machine. There is no harshness to it. It is an organic glow, pearlescent and kind. It is a pulse, a gentle thrum of life where none should exist. It feels ancient, as if deep within the planet's frozen chest, we are witnessing its luminous heartbeat. The profound silence is no longer empty. It is now filled with a quiet, blossoming question, a gentle, profound wonder. And we are here, you are here, to feel the rhythm of this impossible, sleeping heart. A walk across the heart. And so we begin our approach. We walk. There is no sound here but our own slow, deliberate progress. Beneath our feet, the ground is not rock, not dust. It is a plain of frozen nitrogen. Each step you take does not crack the surface. It does not shatter it. Instead, it is a soft compression, a muted sigh, like pressing your foot into a field of ancient crystalline powder, a sound absorbed by the immense quiet. The cold is a physical presence, a deep and silent ocean all around us. But you feel none of its bite. We are cocooned, insulated, adrift in our own bubble of gentle warmth. The only thing that touches us is the wonder, and the light. The light ahead of us breathes. It is closer now, no longer a distant star, but a living luminescence. It swells, and it softens, a slow, steady pulse that washes over the icy expanse. With every breath of light, the world is reborn. Long, gentle shadows stretch out from our feet. They are not black, but shades of deep indigo and soft violet, dancing slowly on the pale canvas of the plain. They retreat as the light swells. They lengthen as it recedes. A silent, rhythmic tide on a frozen shore. The distance closes with a dreamlike slowness. Each pulse of light reveals a little more texture on the ice, subtle waves and frozen polygons, the map of a world asleep. There is no hurry in our hearts, only a deep, quiet curiosity, a gentle pulling forward. We are approaching, not a destination, but a revelation, waiting patiently for us in the dark. We have walked toward the light for what seems like an eternity. A soft pulse in the distance, a ghost heart beating in the dark. And now, we are here, at the source. You may have imagined a spire, a crystal tower piercing the nitrogen haze, but there is nothing built upon this plain. The light does not come from above, it rises from below. Look down. The ground at our feet is no longer the opaque, scarred ice we have crossed. It has changed. Before us lies a vast, circular expanse, a perfect disk of polished, semi-translucent ice, a frozen lake of captured twilight. It is a skylight, for a world sleeping beneath our own. Light, soft and ethereal, breathes up through it. It isn't a harsh glare, it is the gentle luminescence of a dream, and within the ice itself, something is held in time. Look closer. You can see them. Intricate, crystalline lattices. Geometric forests of frost, suspended in the frozen depths. Silver veins that branch and weave like frozen lightning. Each delicate structure is illuminated from within. A silent, billion-year-old gallery. The great frozen eye. This is not just a window. It is far more than that. It is a lens focused on the abyss of space. A great frozen eye looking up from the planet's hidden heart. Patient, unblinking. It has stared out at the cosmos for ages we cannot comprehend. watching the slow dance of distant suns. And now, it seems to be watching us. There is a feeling here, a quiet hum that resonates not in the air, but in your bones. This is not a barrier meant to keep things out. This is a threshold, a silent, profound invitation. This is the entrance, and it has been waiting. And now, we arrive at the threshold, the great glassy plain that stretches before us. But we will not break its surface. There is no gate here, no door to be unlocked. Our entry is softer, a change in thought, a shift in being. This is our moment of passing through. Watch as the ice before you loses its definition. Its hard, crystalline structure begins to soften, to dissolve into a membrane of pure, sleeping light. There is no tunnel here. There is only a quiet invitation, a gentle yielding. We reach out, and our touch meets no resistance. We simply begin to descend. Feel yourself being gently submerged, sinking through a substance that holds you, yet lets you pass. Imagine moving through the heart of a perfectly clear, perfectly still ocean. But there is no water, only a cool, profound silence. The cold is not a sting. It is a presence, a deep, resonant quiet that fills every space around you. You are bathed in a pale, internal glow, a light that seems to come not from above, but from the ice itself. We are moving through frozen memory, through layers of time, suspended and silent, drifting down and down into the quiet, dreaming heart of Pluto. And so, we drift through. The tunnel of ice releases us, and we emerge. On the other side, we are in a space that should not exist, a cavern of impossible scale, carved from the very heart of a world. Above us, the ice sheet is a sky of frozen twilight, a dome of sapphire and deepest violet, and beneath this silent sky, it rests, an ocean of glass. Before you, the city waits. It is a dream of light and stillness. Countless spires like needles of spun moonlight rise from the cavern floor. They are not made of stone. They seem to be crystal, or something more, something that has captured starlight and given it form. And they glow. Oh, how they glow! A soft internal luminescence breathes from within every tower, every archway, every delicate bridge. It is a light that does not cast shadows, a gentle, pearlescent pulse, the slow, sleeping heartbeat of a city lost to time. The streets below are rivers of polished obsidian, perfectly smooth, perfectly still. Not a speck of dust, not a single flaw. The silence here is absolute. It is more than an absence of sound. It is a presence, a heavy, peaceful blanket woven from eons of solitude. You feel it on your skin, you feel it in your bones, the sheer, breathtaking scale of it all. We are but a whisper in a cathedral of ice and light, a single, fleeting thought in an unending, crystalline dream. This is the awe of discovery, pure, unfiltered, a secret the universe kept, just for you. And as we drift deeper, the darkness gives way, not to a harsh, sudden light, but to a gentle, pervasive glow. We have arrived inside, the glowing crystal. Your eyes adjust and you realize, these are not buildings, not in the way we understand them. There are no bricks here, no beams, no seams, no joints. These structures were not assembled piece by piece. They feel as though they were grown, cultivated from the very heart of this world, like crystals forming in a patient, silent cave, or great trees of light reaching for a sun they have never known. They do not stand, they flow. They do not rise, they ascend. Imagine music, a beautiful, complex symphony, suddenly frozen in the middle of a note. That is the architecture around you, a city of frozen music. Towers spiral upwards like a held breath. Arches curve like a lingering melody. Walls are not flat plains, but gentle, undulating waves. As if a soft song was sung and its vibrations solidified into form. This is captured light, a petrified aurora held in perfect stillness. You reach out a hand, expecting the brittle cold of ice, but the surface beneath your touch is different. It is not ice. It is smooth, impossibly so, and it holds a deep, resonant strength, a crystalline material, something more resilient, more alive. It hums with a faint, internal energy, a material born of impossible pressure and eons of time, and perhaps of intention. Look around you. There are no lamps, no fires, no artificial suns. The light does not come from a source above. It comes from within, from everything. The city itself is the lantern. Each spire, each bridge, each delicate archway breathes its own soft, pearlescent luminescence. A gentle silver-blue light that pools in the hollows and spills over the elegant, sweeping curves. It is a light that does not cast sharp shadows. It only creates soft gradients, a world of gentle, glowing dusk. The city is its own star, hidden beneath a continent of ice, and you are floating through its quiet, luminous heart, breathing in the silent, glowing air, resting in its ancient, peaceful light. And so, we cross the threshold. We leave the echoing cave of our arrival behind, and we enter the city itself. Here, gravity feels different, a gentle suggestion rather than a command. We begin to float, to drift, carried forward on a current you cannot see, a slow, invisible river of time. Your breath is the only cloud in this crystalline air, a soft, warm vapor that blooms and then vanishes, the only proof of your own living warmth in this kingdom of perfect, cold stillness. We are moving now, down what can only be called a grand boulevard, a vast, open channel carved between structures that drink the faint, distant starlight. It unfolds before us, a ribbon of frozen twilight, a pathway laid for giants or for dreams. This is where we begin our journey, through the silent streets. These are not ruins. There is no dust here, no decay. Every line is sharp, every surface impossibly smooth, as if the city was not abandoned, but simply paused. The citizens stepped out for a moment, 1 billion years ago, and forgot to return. The buildings rise on either side of us, like colossal, sleeping thoughts. They do not scrape the sky. They are one with it. Their forms are elegant, alien, yet somehow familiar. Flowing curves meet impossible angles. Facades of polished, dark ice reflect a distorted image of our own passage, a fleeting ghost in a city of ghosts. There is no sound, none at all. The hum of our own vessel is a distant memory. The beat of your own heart is a drum in a vacant cathedral. We drift past ornate archways that lead into perfect, waiting darkness. We float over plazas, paved with geometric patterns that seem to hum with a silent mathematics. No wind whispers through these canyons of glass and ice. No grain of sand shifts, no shadow stirs except our own. And yet, this silence is not empty. Can you feel it? It is a resonant quiet, a stillness that is full and heavy and deeply peaceful. It is the silence of a library after closing, the silence of a mountain peak at dawn. It is a silence filled with presence, with the weight of every moment that was ever lived here. Every conversation that once echoed from these walls, every footstep that once fell upon these immaculate floors, they are not gone. They have simply settled like frost. becoming part of the very structure of this place. It makes you wonder, what stories do silent places tell? Great battles and noisy revolutions leave scars for all to see. They shout their history across the ages. But what of peace? What of a quiet, unhurried existence? A civilization that valued contemplation over conquest. Their stories are not written in stone. They are absorbed by it. They are not shouted. They are breathed. A quiet legacy, waiting for a quiet mind to hear it. As you float down this magnificent sleeping street, allow your own thoughts to settle. Let the noise of your day dissolve into this profound calm. There is nothing to do here, nowhere to be. Simply drift. Simply be. Listen with your stillness, and let the city tell you its long, slow, peaceful story. A story of quiet moments, layered one upon the other, until they built a world. A story of serene slumber. A story you are now a part of. We drift now, you and I, pulled by a current not of air but of light. The sleeping avenues of this city, these grand, silent boulevards of ice, all seem to flow in one direction. They converge like rivers meeting the sea. Every structure we pass, every frozen archway and crystalline facade seems to bow inward toward a single, luminous point on the horizon. A soft, insistent glow that has grown from a distant star to a gentle dawn. It is a summons, a quiet invitation to the very core of this impossible place. And as we float through the final plaza, a vast open space of polished black ice that mirrors the ceiling of stars above, we arrive. Our journey through these silent avenues leads us to one singular destination, the central spire. It is a sight that stills the mind and quiets the breath in your chest. From the center of this immense circular chamber, a single structure rises. One column of impossible grace and scale. It is a needle threaded with starlight, soaring from the city's floor to touch the vaulted dome of ice miles above our heads. So slender, so impossibly tall, it seems to pin this world together, the anchor of a forgotten dream. Unlike the other buildings, which branch and curve like frozen flora, this spire is singular. A statement of pure intent. It does not feel built, so much as grown, as if a single seed of light was planted here eons ago, and this is the magnificent result. And the light is everywhere. It does not shine from the spire, it radiates through it. The entire structure is a vessel of soft, internal luminescence, a captured aurora held in a crystalline form. It is brighter than anything else in this subglacial world, yet it does not hurt your eyes. It is a gentle, nourishing light. The color of a twilight sky, blended with the warm, honeyed gold of a distant sun. It shifts and breathes, a slow, rhythmic pulse that you can feel more than see. A heartbeat, resonating through the ice beneath you, a deep, cosmic rhythm that is both ancient and eternally alive. We drift closer, drawn into its orbit, and you begin to see the detail. The surface is not smooth, it is a cascade of intricate, geometric lattice work, a tapestry of light and shadow carved into its very essence. These are not mere decorations, they look like circuitry, like pathways, tiny channels through which the spire's inner light flows, creating patterns that shift and rearrange in a silent, mathematical ballet. It is a language written in light, a map of forgotten constellations, or perhaps the blueprint for life itself. Frozen lace, spun from energy and ice. It is the city's engine, its reactor, its soul. The source of the faint, impossible warmth that has kept this place from becoming one solid block of nitrogen ice. This spire is the heart, and these intricate carvings are its veins, pumping a quiet, powerful life force through the entire city. There is no sound here. And yet the silence is full. It is the silence of a grand cathedral, the silence of a sacred library, holding all the knowledge of the universe. As we hover before it, a profound sense of reverence settles over you, a feeling of humility, of awe. This is not just a structure, it is a presence, a testament to beings who did not just build, but who understood the music of creation itself, who could weave light into substance and give a heart to a city of ice. We are small in its shadow, visitors in a hallowed hall left untouched by time, and in its steady, pulsing light you feel a sense of peace, a sense of connection. As if this ancient, sleeping heart somehow knows you are here and welcomes you. We drift onward now, leaving the grand avenues behind. The air grows still, the light softens. We are entering a space of quiet, crystalline wonder, a place designed not for passage, but for peace. The Crystal Gardens. That is the name whispered on the currents of this place, and you can see why. There is no soil here, no living green. Instead, from the smooth, dark floor, a forest of light grows. Delicate structures branch out like frozen lightning, reaching for a ceiling you cannot see. They are shaped like coral from a forgotten sea, or the intricate patterns of frost on a winter window, each one a sculpture of frozen geometry. As we float through them, the light shifts. It's held within the crystal itself, hues of twilight lavender, of pale, sleeping rose, of the softest mint green. The entire garden glows with a gentle, internal fire. Listen closely. Can you hear that? A faint, resonant hum, a whisper of music. As we pass, our presence stirs the silent air, and the crystal branches tremble. They produce the faintest, purest chime, a glassy, ethereal song, the sound of starlight made solid. This was a place of stillness, a sanctuary for the mind, a place to sit and watch the slow, silent dance of colors, a place to let go of thought and simply breathe in the pastel air, feel the deep, resonant peace of this frozen sanctuary. There is nothing to do here but rest and listen to the silence between the chimes. The spires of slumber. And now we drift. We drift away from the grand emptiness of the plazas, towards the silent spires that line the city's edge. They rise like frozen smoke, like threads of spun glass, twisting towards a sky they will never reach. These are the homes, the crystalline nests of this lost world. We float towards one, a tower that spirals in a slow, elegant dance. Its walls are not stone, not metal. They are like captured twilight, a translucent, dreaming crystal that seems to hum with a light of its own. There are no doors here, no windows as we know them, only this seamless, polished surface. Press your consciousness, gently, against the cool facade. Let your awareness sink through the layers. And we see through. The barrier between then and now, between outside and in, becomes a whisper. It dissolves. The echo of a room inside. There is stillness. A perfect, unbroken silence held in amber. We are looking into a private space, a chamber of rest. It is empty, but it is not abandoned. It is pristine, as if its occupant simply stepped away a moment ago. No dust settles here. No decay finds purchase in this cold, sterile air. And the furniture, if you can call it that, does not sit upon the floor. It grows from it. It is part of the room itself. A low, graceful curve for resting rises like a gentle, solid wave from the ground. A thin, translucent surface for contemplation unfolds from a wall like a frozen petal. A series of shelves cascade in a soft, organic waterfall of crystal. Everything is one, born of the same crystalline seed that formed the tower, smooth, seamless, perfect. There are no echoes of laughter, no ghosts of conversation, only the shape of a life, a room waiting for a resident who will never return. The air holds a deep melancholy, a quiet ache for a story we can never know. But it is not a sad place, though. It is a place of profound peace, a completed thought, a finished story left open for us to read in its silent, beautiful grammar, a ghost of a civilization sleeping soundly under the ice. Let your gaze drift from the towering spires, follow the central avenue, the grand promenade, as it curves gently through the heart of the city. Something is moving there, not with speed, but with a slow, deliberate grace. It is not water, frozen and still like everything else. It is something alive, a silent, flowing current of soft luminescence. The river of light, this is the city's main artery, and through it a river of light glides without a sound. It follows the path carved for it, a channel of impossible energy. It moves like liquid honey, thick and slow and golden. It pools in the plazas and spills over shallow crystalline tiers in a languid, hypnotic cascade. Its color is that of a deep, ancient amber, a captured sunset held in liquid form. This glow is the only source of warmth you can feel here. A gentle, pervasive warmth that paints the ice-kissed architecture with hues of apricot and gold. It softens the hard edges of the crystal. It fills the silent streets with a peaceful, dreaming light. This is the city's pulse, slowed to a near stop, the last dreaming heartbeat of a world asleep. It is the lifeblood, a thread of warmth in the cryogenic cold, a memory of motion, in a kingdom of stillness. Come closer now, in your mind. Let us kneel at its edge. The air around it is not cold. It carries a faint, comforting heat. Reach out your hand. Imagine dipping your fingers into the flow. There is no splash, no shock of temperature, only a silken, weightless resistance, like running your hand through the thickest, softest velvet. A warmth that seeps into your skin, without being wet, a feeling of pure, gentle energy. You can feel the slow, steady current, tugging ever so slightly. Pull your hand back. The light clings to you for just a moment, like glowing, golden dust, before melting back into the stream. This river is the city's quiet soul, flowing on through the long, silent night, a constant, gentle promise in the heart of the frozen dark. We drift forward now, into a space of impossible scale, a cavern of frozen night. The air, if you could call it that, is perfectly still, perfectly silent. And here, suspended in the deep, are lights, countless gentle lights, not stars, not lamps, something crystalline, something else. They hang in the darkness like frozen notes of music, a galaxy of captured thoughts. Let your own awareness drift. Float closer to one, just one. Choose a shard of soft, internal luminescence, a point of silver blue hanging motionlessly before you. Do not try to hear with your ears. Listen with your skin. Listen with the quiet space behind your eyes. There. Did you feel it? A faint vibration. A hum that is not a sound. A warmth that is not a temperature. It is a resonance. A memory held in perfect crystalline stillness. This is a place of record. A hall of echoes. The library of whispers. There are no books on these shelves of night, no scrolls, no data slates, only these vessels, these archives of pure sensation, drift to another, a crystal glowing with the faintest hint of rose. Lean into its field, let it wash over you. This one holds joy, the uncomplicated, brilliant joy of a child's discovery, a feeling of sunlight on the face, even here in the endless dark. It is a complete memory, a perfect moment, preserved not as an image, but as the emotion it created. And another, this one, a deep, resonant amber. It pulses with a slow, solemn rhythm. The feeling of deep thought, the quiet satisfaction of a problem solved, the clean, clear shape of a mathematical proof unfolding, an echo of intellect, of profound concentration. We float through a constellation of souls, a symphony of silence. Here is a shard that sings a song. You do not hear the notes. You feel the melody as it was first conceived. A rising, hopeful arc of pure feeling, music without sound, art without form, and beside it one that holds the ghost of sorrow. Not a sharp grief, but a deep, oceanic melancholy, the ache of a long-remembered farewell, a love lost to time. It doesn't hurt you, it simply is. A testament to a heart that once felt so deeply. This is how they remembered. This is how they passed down their knowledge. Not in words which can be mistranslated, not in pictures which can fade, but in the raw, undeniable truth of feeling itself. Each crystal is a thought, a dream, an idea, a fear, a love, a lifetime. You are floating through a sea of consciousness, the collected experience of a people we will never know. Imagine the focus required, the mental discipline, to take a feeling, a complex idea, and pour it into a crystal lattice, to store it forever in this frozen, silent hall. There is no judgment here, no narrative imposed upon the facts. There is only the thing itself, the feeling of discovery, the pang of loss, the thrill of creation, the peace of acceptance. We are not just observers in a museum, we are participants in a memory. In this profound, unending silence, we can feel them, we can almost understand them. We are standing in their memory, breathing the air of their dreams, and we are not alone. We are standing now in the very heart of this silent place, in a grand open plaza where echoes go to sleep. The air, thin and still, holds a peace that feels ancient, and from this quiet center, we do the most human thing. We look up. Your gaze travels past the tips of the crystalline towers, past the silent, arching bridges, and rests upon the ceiling of this world. It is not a sky of open blackness. It is not the blue veil of home. It is a dome of ice, a vast, impossibly thick sheet of frozen nitrogen and methane. That serves as this city's sky. It glows with a faint, internal light, a soft blue-white luminescence, captured starlight, held and diffused within its crystalline structure. You can see the gentle swirls, the frozen currents, like brushstrokes in a masterpiece painted over millennia. This is the great lens of Pluto, and through it we see the universe anew, a ceiling of stars. Look closer. Let your eyes adjust to this deep and gentle light. Through the milky, semi-translucent ice, something glimmers, faintly, softly. Those are stars. They are not the sharp, glittering diamonds of an earthly night. Here, seen through a kilometer of ice, they are different. They are soft-focused dreams of light, gentle smudges of silver on a dark, velvet canvas, each one a soft pulse, a distant, cosmic heartbeat, muted by the ice. And there, do you see it? A shimmering river of pale light, a soft, luminous cloud flowing across the ceiling. It is the arm of our own galaxy, the Milky Way, viewed as if through a frosted window at the edge of the solar system. We are inside a snow globe. This entire, impossible city is a world captured in glass, or in this case, in ice. We are the tiny figures, frozen in a moment of wonder, looking out from our still, perfect world into the vast, swirling cosmos beyond. Outside this dome, galaxies turn and nebulae bloom, but in here, there is only a profound silence, a beautiful, protected stillness. There is no wind to shake our little world. There is no sound to break the spell. We are simply here, held, safe within this celestial sphere, looking up through a ceiling of sleeping stars and feeling the quiet, humbling peace of perspective, a tiny thinking part of an infinite, silent whole. And so we drift deeper, through avenues carved from starlight and ice. For so long the silence has been our only companion, a perfect, crystalline quiet, a beautiful but empty museum of what was. But now something changes. Listen past the stillness. Feel it in the space between your breaths, a shift in the texture of the air, a subtle hum felt not in the ears, but in the soul. It is a feeling that grows, soft as frost on glass, the unspoken welcome. There is no life here, no footstep but our own imagined echo. And yet, we are no longer alone. You feel a gentle awareness settle over you, like the soft weight of a warm blanket. It is the feeling of being observed, not with eyes but with memory. The city is watching us, not as an entity, but as a chorus. 1,000 minds, 1,000,000 moments left behind like an imprint in the ice, a collective consciousness, dormant and dreaming. It does not speak, it simply is. And in this immense, quiet presence, there is no fear, only a profound and gentle curiosity, a sense of being acknowledged, of being welcomed, as if the city itself has stirred in its long slumber, recognizing a visitor in its endless frozen dream. This place is not a tomb. It is a bedroom. The city is not dead. It is merely sleeping. And we are its quiet, honored guests. The ascent. But our journey cannot linger in the past forever. A gentle, unspoken current begins to pull you upward. It is time to leave, to return to the surface. Slowly, effortlessly, we begin to rise, like a held breath finally released. The grand avenues shrink below us. The glowing spires that seemed to touch the sky now become delicate crystals on a vast, dark floor. You float through the silent air, past the balconies of light, past the windows that hold no one. We pause just beneath the ice ceiling and take one final look down. The city is no longer a place, but a breathtaking pattern. A secret star chart laid out just for you. A divine circuit board, its pathways humming with a forgotten energy. There is no sadness in this parting. There is no sense of loss, only a deep, quiet gratitude. A thankfulness for being shown a miracle, for being trusted with this impossible secret. Now, we continue our ascent. We drift towards the ice that separates the two worlds, the boundary between the hidden and the known, and with a soft, seamless push, we pass through. The sharp, geometric clarity of the city dissolves. It becomes a diffused, milky glow behind us, a soft pulse of light seen through a frosted pane. The world becomes a blur of pale blue and white. The city's song is muffled, then fades completely. And then, we are through. We emerge onto the vast, silent plains of Sputnik Planitia once more. The world above is dark, immense. The city's internal light is gone, replaced by the cold, distant shimmer of the stars, and the pale, silver gaze of Charon in the sky. The silence here is different, wider, emptier. The dream is over. The secret is now a part of you, safe and sound, asleep again, beneath the ice. The view from above. Our silent ascent begins. A gentle lift, a slow and graceful turn. We float upwards, away from the surface of secrets, leaving the world of diamond frost behind. The hum of our vessel is a lullaby, a soft vibration that cradles you in the dark. Below us, Tombor Regio unfolds, a perfect heart, etched in pale nitrogen snow. You trace its edges with your mind's eye, the vast, smooth plains we just explored. But something has changed. Where once a faint pulse echoed from the deep, a ghost light in the ice, there is only stillness now, a soft, unbroken white. The light has gone to sleep. The city has drawn its crystal blanket closed. Its story is once again its own, safe beneath the ice, dreaming its long, cold dream. The secret is kept. The quiet is absolute. And as we rise higher and higher still, Pluto shrinks. It becomes a perfect marble of silver and shadow, a celestial jewel hanging in the velvet void. You watch it recede into the endless night, first a moon, then a distant star, then a final fading whisper of light, a memory suspended in the cosmos, and we drift onward, carrying the profound silence with us. This journey, this dream has shown us a truth you can carry with you into your own rest. The universe is not an empty canvas. It is not just cold distance and burning gas. It is a library of sleeping worlds, a tapestry of hidden wonders and untold stories, each one waiting to be found, not with telescopes, but with your breath, not in the noise of the day, but in the quiet of your own mind. For the greatest discoveries, the most profound wonders, are waiting for you now, just on the other side of sleep. Our visit to the Crystal City is coming to an end. We leave its silent spires and glowing streets behind, carrying the memory of its quiet beauty. The city will remain here, sleeping under its blanket of ice, waiting for the next dreamer to visit. Tonight we traveled billions of miles, not with rockets, but with our imagination. We saw a wonder hidden in the dark, a testament to the infinite possibilities of the cosmos. Thank you for joining this journey. Now let the silence of Pluto's city fill your mind. Let the gentle darkness of deep space cradle you. There is nothing left to do but drift and sleep. Good night from the edge of the solar system.